Good morning. Yes, good morning. It is still morning time here on the East Coast, 11:35 to be exact. It is Wednesday, August 6th, 2025. Back again on the Flex Zone podcast. What is up, everybody? It's yours truly, God's favorite host, back here on the only place giving you sports how you want it when you need it. Your home of professional wrestling. We are the Flex Zone podcast. If you're new here, if you're just joining us for the first time, we got a lot to unpack, a lot to get into today. Still getting myself together with the news, and we're going to break it down best we can and get your opinions, have a discussion, and talk about what all of this means as we head into 2026. If you don't know by now, Disney, which is the parent company, the owner of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports, earlier, not only did they purchase the streaming rights to WWE, but if you're familiar with the NFL Network, NFL Red Zone with Scott Hansen, who produces the highlights every Sunday of all the games, NFL Network is now being bought by ESPN. So ESPN will now have Red Zone. They will get additional games. They will now have the NFL fantasy football game they will take ownership of. So there are a lot of moving parts in the world of television and streaming and media rights. So let's talk all about it. Let's break it all down and let's get into it. It's funny because you think you have a time off, you think there's going to be downtime. We just had SummerSlam, the first two-night event this past weekend. We went into Raw. For it to be a show after SummerSlam, to be in Brooklyn, it was very underwhelming, very lackluster outside of maybe the main event, and all of that went down after the main event. But usually we do our NXT watch-alongs on Tuesday, and unfortunately last night I was not able to be here, but I said, well, I'm going to get on here today. I'm going to talk about something. Kind of thought it was going to be the Ravens. We got the preseason opener a little bit over 24 hours from now. They're practicing with the Colts and various other NFL teams getting ready to kick off their NFL seasons as well. But I wake up to the news of TKO and ESPN basically in business. Let's get to Cultaholic. I'll bring it up so you guys can follow along with me. But as you can see, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell if you're new to the channel. You're watching on X, come on over to what we do here on YouTube. Search the Flex Zone Podcast and make sure you join what we do here. Subscribe, super kick that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that bell. Now, let's go to the news. Let's get into it. And it's funny because a lot of us who knew about wrestling, a lot of us who knew about WWE being purchased by TKO, which owns the UFC, which is broadcast on ESPN, we thought this day would be coming. We knew that inevitably when the Peacock deal winds down, when WWE was looking for their next United States-based home for all of their premium live events, that ESPN Plus, some sort of ESPN subsidiary, would be an option. It would kind of go back to the older model of paying directly for the events, possibly plus a subscription fee. But it looks like this will be on ESPN's soon to be released, actually this month, August 21st, their direct to consumer DTC, if you see the acronym, app. ESPN is going to have an app where you can purchase that directly for $29.99 a month, which will give you access to their programming, etc. Breaking news. This is courtesy of Cultaholic Wrestling. Disney is paying $1.6 billion for WWE streaming rights. The 5-year deal will begin in 2026 and includes the U.S. streaming rights to WWE's premium live events, formerly known as pay-per-views. It will air on ESPN and will see the Disney-owned company pay a whopping $325 million per year for the WWE broadcast rights.
Oh, shit!
So I like to think about when I hear that much money. Ridiculous amounts of money. WWE's PLE offerings are set to debut on ESPN streaming service, which is planned to launch later this year and will cost $29.99 per month. This is courtesy of TKO. I do also have the official press release. This is courtesy of WrestlingNews.co. Let's read through it and talk about it together. ESPN and WWE reach landmark rights agreement as ESPN platforms become exclusive United States domestic home of all WWE premium live events, including WrestleMania, which will start, as I mentioned, in 2026. ESPN's direct-to-consumer service to stream all WWE premium live events in their entirety, including WrestleMania, Royal Rumble, SummerSlam, Survivor Series, Money in the Bank, and more. Now, I do want to stop there. We know the Royal Rumble is in January. It's back to January. It will be in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. So it will have an early start time. That will still be on Peacock because this does not begin until 2026 in March. So this will probably debut with WrestleMania, it looks like. ESPN, a subsidiary of the Walt Disney Company, we call them Gangster Mickey Mouse if you don't know, and WWE, part of TKO Group Holdings Incorporated, today announced a landmark rights agreement that ESPN platforms, including the new ESPN direct-to-consumer streaming service, will become the exclusive U.S. domestic home of all WWE premium live events, including the two-night cultural phenomenon WrestleMania starting in 2026. This deal makes ESPN home to the highest profile WWE events of the year. Remember, WrestleMania will now also 42 will be in Las Vegas, so it will be back-to-back years in Las Vegas. The ESPN direct-to-consumer stream service will air the PLEs annually in its entirety with select simulcasting on ESPN linear platforms. So we could maybe even see some of these events on an ESPN network. Marquee PLEs include WrestleMania and this weekend. Both are now two nights events, and we've heard the rumors. Royal Rumble, Survivor Series, Money in the Bank. Those are also major PLEs, which could be potentially moving to a two-night format with some as early as next year and in 2020. Jimmy Pitaro, chairman at ESPN. I did not know who Jimmy Pitaro is. I did not know he was the chairman at ESPN.
Who? Go Google it.
Yes, he is indeed the chairman. He says, and I quote, WWE has an devoted and passionate fan base. Yes, we are. That we're excited to direct-to-consumer platform. This agreement, which features the most significant WWE events of the year, bolsters our unprecedented content portfolio and helps drive our streaming future. I said it in the open. Streaming is the future, ladies and gentlemen. If you have streaming like I do, like all of you do, I'm sure if you add up all of your streaming, you look at all of the devices and all of the different services that you have and what you're paying for it with, certain streaming services constantly rising. We saw it this year with WWE debuting Raw on Netflix. We have now NXT's on the CW. You have Peacock that recently went up, which holds the PLEs for now. It's pretty much inevitably equaling the amount that you paid for your cable bill before as well. Mark Shapiro, President and Chief Operating Officer of TKO, says, and I quote, "We are proud to reinforce in ESPN at such an exciting juncture in its direct-to-consumer journey. WWE premium live events are renowned for exactly the type of rich storytelling." Rich storytelling. I don't know if that is a proper term to use right now because there aren't many rich stories going on in WWE. I'm just being honest. We watch the show every week. We're here live. You guys know there aren't many rich going on in WWE or in wrestling overall. I've said it before. You've heard it from others. I've said it early in the year. Wrestling sucks in 2025. There aren't many compelling stories. There aren't any things that get you invested in long term. It's not long term booking. It's long term bullshitting. It's long term snail pace a lot of times. And a lot of the payoffs aren't even what we want. It seems like WWE is quick to blow their load on a big return or a big main event sequence, but not really spreading the wealth throughout the entirety of their shows, putting the attention on the mid card, giving storylines to the women and other individuals that doesn't always include a championship. But let's get to continuing reading Mark Shapiro's quote. Incredible feats of athleticism and can't miss cultural tentpole experiences that become synonymous with ESPN. Through our UFC relationship, as we have experienced firsthand how transformational an ESPN presence can be. And we know this will be an exceptional partnership at a time of great innovation for both companies. Obviously, ESPN is inevitably building a monopoly, a sports pro wrestling combat monopoly. I mentioned it in the open. They bought NFL Network. They bought a stake in that. They have a stake in WWE. They have a stake in UFC, TKO. Like I said, it's actually on ESPN now because I turned it on to watch it. ESPN acquiring NFL Network, Red Zone from NFL. ESPN gets linear rights to Red Zone brand, extended NFL draft rights as well. Because I wanted to see if they were going to talk about the WWE deal, but it got the Little League World Series on right now. But looking at it, just reading the ticker on ESPN, that is about the NFL Network deal. ESPN platforms will also license 3 additional NFL games per season. So there you go with that. ESPN's direct-to-consumer service, which we're talking about, DTC, here with WWE, an enhanced app launches August 21st. And then now I see it on it. ESPN and WWE reach rights agreement. ESPN US domestic home of premium live events starting in 2026. ESPN's direct-to-consumer service and enhanced app to launch August 21st. So it is a media thing that you will see at the bottom of your ESPN screen. If you go to ESPN and you go to a ticker at the bottom, you will see to read this. We got our favorite Khan, Nick Khan, president of WWE's agreement with ESPN is a pivotal moment for our millions of fans. Leader in sports entertainment, partnering with the biggest brand in sports media, bringing WWE's flagship events to ESPN's platforms is tremendously exciting. We know the sky is the limit, aka there is no limit to their bank account, to their pocketbooks, to their wallets of how much money they can bring in. As I mentioned, a whopping $325 million per year. All of ESPN, all in one place, coming soon. This is about the ESPN Direct to Consumer app. For the first time ever, ESPN will suite of networks and services directly to fans, along with an enhanced ESPN app that integrates game stats, betting information. You know, you got to have the betting aspect, fantasy sports, commerce, multi-view options, and a personalized sports center for you. Excuse me, this is destined or does give fans more choice, flexibility, and access to all of ESPN. These new features and functionality will be available to all fans who watch on the ESPN app on mobile and connected TV devices, whether they subscribe directly through a traditional pay TV package. For more, visit the ESPN DTC kit. Global leader in sports entertainment. Of course, they are. The company creates and delivers original content 52 weeks a year to a global audience. I think that's why you see wrestling on so much now, because people have to realize there is no off season with wrestling. There are no times where there's a downtime with wrestling. You look at the COVID-19 pandemic, you look at throughout the times of the year in the summertime where some of your popular TV shows that are on in the fall aren't on. Major League Baseball, Major League Basketball, National Hockey League, National Football League, they have off seasons. WWE Wrestling does not. So you get fresh programming every week out of the year, which I think people need to realize. WWE is committed to family-friendly entertainment. So all of you grifters wishing for a TV 14 product, you're not getting it. It will stay PG for the foreseeable future. WWE's TV PG programming, there you go, can be seen in more than one worldwide in more than 20 languages through world-class distribution partners, including NBC Universal, the CW, and Netflix in the United States. NBC's Universal streaming service Peacock is currently the exclusive home to all premium live events, a variety of original programming, as we see on Netflix with WWE Unreal, and a massive video-on-demand library. Netflix is the exclusive home for WWE around the world, other than select international markets. WWE is part of TKO Group Holdings. So there you go with that information there. Real quick, I did have some more notes. SmackDown will continue in the US to air on USA and stream on Peacock till 2029. That is courtesy of CNBC. ESPN is paying an average of $325 million per year on a 5-year deal for WWE PLEs beginning in 2026. Peacock had previously paid $180 million per deal over a 5-year deal. So you go from 180 to 325. WWE is getting 145 million more. Of course, they're going to go to ESPN. Just like with Netflix, what are they getting? $5 billion. It's all about the money. And whether you like it or not, regardless, you agree with the decisions that they've made creatively over the past couple of days, which we'll get into. It's all about the money. Now, I do want to get to that because with these WWE shows, it's funny because you're paying $29.99 per month potentially. I know there are other ways to go about watching these for free, but I think it will be a little bit hard to watch them because Peacock sometimes hard to find these shows or live events, but also with ESPN and kind of them being the monopoly over WWE PLEs now, trying to trying to finesse and get these events for free, it's going to be a little bit harder for all my good people out there. So stay tuned. For people like myself, this is my job. This is what we do here on the Flex Zone. We cover this stuff. So yes, it will be used as a potential tax write-off. It will be used as something that is used for business expenses. But that $29.99 a month. So that is what 30 times for the ESPN DTC app. So with that being said, with someone like myself who has ESPN through a cable provider, would I then still have to get the ESPN app to get these PLEs? That looks like where it's going to be potentially, where we're headed. Um, I think it kind of sucks because if you think about the PLE landscape, you get what, 5 matches, maybe 6, outside of maybe like a Saudi show, a major PLE, SummerSlam, Royal Rumble, or WrestleMania, Money in the Bank. You usually get 5 matches. You're paying $30 for 5 matches, and WWE isn't going to give you more matches. They're going to keep the same model, give you 5, 6 matches, have you pay that $29.99 to watch it, and they're going to continue to 25 million they get per year. Now, Chief Content Officer Triple H Levesque McMahon was on Get Up this morning, and I do want to kind of analyze his interview. It's about 4 minutes, so we're going to play the interview and we are going to talk about it here. But for right purposes, I'm going to finagle how we do this. So let's do that because we know ESPN and TKO, they love to take away the creative stuff that we do here on YouTube and get hit with a copyright claim. So let's listen to Triple H. Let's see what he has to say. I can't really play all the video, but I'll play the audio so you guys can hear and we'll talk about it and break it down.
What we consider the worldwide leader in sports entertainment to be with the worldwide leader of sports and entertainment. ESPN, there's nothing bigger. There's no bigger opportunity for us than this right now. And on top of that, to be in the Disney family, so to speak, we're thrilled and can't wait to get rolling.
No, we were just watching SummerSlam. It was in our backyard. How do you and Nick Khan come together and say, okay, ESPN would be the perfect place for the premium live events?
I think Nick and I have been thinking about it for a long time of it is the right home for it. It's something that we've been trying to work through for a long time. Jimmy Pitaro making it happen. It's thrilling for us. Can't be more excited.
And I'd ask, what are some of the new things that we can expect with this new partnership between WWE and ESPN?
Look, from my point of view, nobody does large-scale, massive events like ESPN, Super Bowl, all of it, right?
Now, we'll stop there. This has been in the works for a long time. As I mentioned in the open, yes, this was something that we knew was probably inevitably going to be coming. And I do agree, ESPN and WWE, they are great at those spectacle events. You look at the stadium events now WWE has for all their major live events, and you look at ESPN getting a Super Bowl in a couple of years. So they are growing their brand, as I mentioned, getting NFL Network as well.
What you do, and it's what we like to think we do better than anybody else on the planet. So this is the perfect marriage. When we get together, things like WrestleMania, SummerSlam, Royal Rumble are going to be bigger than ever. They're going to be more of a spectacle than they've ever been before. We're going to light the world on fire.
Light the world on fire. And you did this past weekend, SummerSlam, WWE's second biggest event. It was at MetLife. I watched it. I'm watching Cody Rhodes. I'm obviously watching John Cena. And then the end, that surprise. But what were your biggest takeaways from the weekend, just as an event as a whole?
Well, for the first time ever, we come into MetLife Stadium. We come in anywhere with SummerSlam for the first time ever. 2 nights back to back, 113,000 crazy fans descend upon that New York, New Jersey area like only WWE fans can. We took over a city, and like I say, if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. It was incredible, massively successful event. And the time is right for us right now to be making this move. All of our stars are here, all of them firing on the same cylinder. And, our future is bright with our developmental system. Just so many amazing, incredible athletes coming up the pipeline. It just doesn't get any more
And
exciting.
it felt like
It's funny too. Also, today is Wednesday, and you can call me conspiracy theorist. You could say whatever you want, but it's funny that WWE announced this on a Wednesday morning when a certain other company, AEW, which we'll be live for tonight, has their flagship weekly television show. And you just see the discrepancy between WWE being up here and AEW being down here. And I'm just talking strictly on a business, global scale, domestic visibility aspect. We can talk about the creative, we can talk about the product not being that great, but all WWE cares about, as long as those bottom lines, those profits, those pocketbooks, those stocks, those dividends continue to rise, that is all they care about. Over 100,000 people this weekend for SummerSlam. They're going to have what? How many people at Petco Park? 40, 50,000 at Survivor Series at least. That's going to be a beautiful venue. I'm sure they're going to pack out Saturday night's main event for John Cena's final match, whoever that may be against. I'm sure that'll be 20, 30,000 potentially, the venue that they choose. I mean, it could be the TD Garden, so they could have 35, 45,000 for that. So another way of AEW getting stepped on by WWE yet again and getting counter programmed. And I don't even think Tony Khan saw this coming.
a cultural moment. You have Russell Wilson, the Giants starting quarterback in the front row. You got Tyrese Halliburton kind of playing the heel in New York again. And then you've got, of course, Jelly Roll and Logan Paul, all these different people who are coming from all different corners. I feel like wrestling right now in the WWE, it's not just, it's taking over in a different way.
Yeah, it's the hottest it's ever been. Nick and I had a conversation with our employees and our talent and our athletes not that long ago about plans of where we wanted to go. And, we see the ecosystem, NFL, NBA, and we're right there and we're coming at them. And, people just want to be entertained. Sports, everything in the world, even the news is it's entertainment now. And we feel like we do that better than anybody else.
And if Seth Rollins ever wants to come on and talk football, we've seen him do that as well. Big Bears fan.
One thing Seth Rollins can do is talk. So, yeah.
Put those crutches and pull him out of here. We saw Brock Lesnar return to WWE.
Before we get into the Brock Lesnar, because he did mention about Brock Lesnar as well. Make sure you guys comment, hit the like button, hit the bell. Let me know your thoughts on all of this news. I'm just breaking it down as I have it. I got a lot in front of me, but thank you all for joining me today, wherever you may be. Clearly, they're all about the entertainment. They're all about the bottom dollar. And this is something, like I said, that's been in the works. And I give Nick Khan credit since coming to WWE, a former agent to the stars. He's been an agent for The Rock, countless others in Hollywood. This is their vision. This is their global vision with TKO. They've merged. They want to take WWE global. They want to pretty much corner the market when it comes to professional wrestling and sports entertainment. And that is what they're going to do. And you would think that now you look at the vision. We talk about the word takeover. Remember NXT takeover? That wasn't just a catchy name for some PLEs or some pay-per-views. That was their mantra. That was their goal. Global domination. You see it internationally. The Netflix deal with WWE Unreal, having Monday Night Raw with a 10-year deal now with Netflix. You look at now the United States having ESPN. You look at them cornering the market with having a partnership with TNA. You look at them having a partnership with AAA, Mexico. So that is something that will obviously come into play, because what does ESPN also have? What does ESPN also have as one of its subsequential networks? They have ESPN Deportes. They have ESPN Ocho. They have all of these various streaming aspects and streaming platforms that they use, and that will indeed be a part of it. They're streaming AAA, Triple Mania on their YouTube in English and in Spanish. Don't you think that this will be something that will be popularly eventually even maybe used on ESPN's YouTube, maybe even shown on an ESPN Deportes? So there are a lot of moving parts to this, and it's very, very interesting to see it all play out.
WWE Sunday night. What's next for him?
Have you met Brock?
I have not met Brock.
Whatever the hell he wants.
That's it,
Yeah.
all right?
When you're Brock Lesnar, you sort of can when that music hits and you walk down that aisle, doesn't matter where he is, he sort of does what he wants to do. So we're thrilled to have the Beast back. We hit him up and said time to come home, and he was into it, and here we are. And a massive, massive moment for our WWE fans, something that they thought they wouldn't get to see, and making a statement as you're watching right now with John Cena. Huge, and we're thrilled to have him back.
Before the show, I was in the green room with one Bart Scott over here with the bow tie on, and he's referencing $1 Million Man, and he's talking about Jimmy Snuka, and he's right. Okay, we were all Triple H fans when you were in the ring. Now, could Bart Scott potentially have a place in the WWE ecosystem?
Absolutely. With the suit combo, the bow tie, like he's set up for it huge. He already talked to me about the sledgehammer, maybe going back and forth between the two of us. So absolutely. When you can talk like him, WWE superstar could be in his future.
I would love the opportunity to get Mickey in the pedigree. You know what I'm saying? I think we can make it happen. I'd be the ultimate heel.
The one thing about WWE, anything can happen. So let's talk when this is over.
I love it. Triple H, you said it. WWE has never been hotter. ESPN has never been hotter right now, and now we've got this great marriage together. Thank you for joining us on the show and coming in studio.
Now, let's unpack some of that. ESPN is not hot. Okay, all right. It's very lackluster, very boring. Okay, one of my dreams used to be wanting to work at ESPN, maybe being on SportsCenter. Some of the shows you see, you know what I mean? And what they've become is not what I would want to associate with, honestly. I mean, you have Screaming A. Smith and a bunch of the shows that do the same thing of people yelling. They don't have to have any knowledge of sports. They don't have to have any validity to their comments. They don't have to make any type of sense. They walk that fine line of being woke, but also being, sensitive. And unless you're one of the top names, you don't mean anything there. And as you can see, like I said, Fox Sports 1 is not much left there. ESPN is developing a monopoly. WWE is pretty much doing that on a global scale with their product and all of the people that are associated with their product as well. So no, the booking, no, the creative isn't the hottest, but business-wise, they're up. Attendance-wise, they're up. They're making more money hand over fist than they ever have. They'll probably break last year's records if they haven't already, especially with the extension of 2 nights for multiple events. And, clearly, I know people are upset about the Brock Lesnar thing, but hey, they cleared him. The legal team cleared him. Whether you like it or not, whether you agree with what he did, you don't like what he did, hey, the man is back. Are you not going to watch him possibly go against John Cena in John Cena's final retirement run? We're going to all watch. We're going to analyze it. That's what we do here. But clearly, this is something that's been in the works. This is something that WWE wanted to do. This is something that WWE had a long-term vision for. And as you can see there, it's kind of one of those things that you really can do not much about. Let's look at this from WrestleOps, as it looks like the 10 PLEs next year will stream on the $29.99 direct-to-consumer plan as well. So there you go with that, because we know they have the Royal Rumble in Saudi Arabia. We know they have WrestleMania in Vegas. We know they have Money in the Bank in New Orleans. We know they will have a 2-night SummerSlam in Minnesota, I think August 1st and August 2nd. So there are a lot of moving parts and things that we do know so far, but it's very crazy. Yes, Katie, $29.99. So that is the direct-to-consumer platform. Now, I believe the ESPN Plus and the Hulu bundle they have, Disney Plus bundle, that they have, I don't know how that's all going to work together, because if you have that already, will you be grandfathered in, or will this be completely separate from ESPN Plus? Because I think it will be, because this is the ESPN direct to consumer. So you can have ESPN Plus, or you can have the ESPN DTC without having a cable provider. So you could have this direct to consumer app and not have ESPN Plus with Hulu and all of that stuff. So I think this will be separate from the Hulu, ESPN Plus, Disney Plus thing. This will be ESPN directly their app as well. Like I said, $30 a month, over $300 per year. So a lot of moving parts with that information there as well. Let me see if I got any up-to-date news as well. And according to Triple H, let me see. We got this here. Let me see. Looks like according to Wrestle Ops. Let me putty. Let's see here. So it looks like, let's read it here. A home for the domestic rights to WWE's library that currently sits on Peacock has not been decided yet for 2026 and onward. Netflix is the likely home for that library. NXT PLEs are also excluded in the ESPN deal and will be up for bidding via Lightshed partners. So NXT PLEs will not be in this deal. They will be up for bidding. So they could potentially stay on Peacock. They could potentially move to Netflix. At this point, I'm kind of like, well, just move them to Netflix. Netflix is the likely home for the library of the domestic stuff that sits on Peacock. So I think they should just move all of the domestic things to Netflix, and they can just go ahead and move the NXT PLEs to Netflix as well. It'll be an easy transition. And then you look at Peacock, they will still have SmackDown and they will still have the streaming rights to that on Peacock till 2029. So yes, I do agree. Disney does up. Disney is woke. Disney is not the Disney that we know of. It's suits and ties that make terrible decisions that just want your money and don't give you the best product. Like I said, ESPN sucks. ESPN does not have anything anymore that captivates me or makes me want to watch. And it's very, very, very underwhelming for a lot of people. Like I said, can you imagine paying $30 a month and you're getting 5 matches? Can you imagine paying $30 a month and you're getting 20 minutes of commercial between each match? Can you imagine paying $30 a month and you see all these B-list and C-list and D-list and E-list and F-list celebrities that don't mean anything, that don't even know what they're watching, but you know the amount of money WWE paid to shield them there that's coming out of what you pay every month or every year for this product. They're getting $325 million a year. They're pretty much doubling what they were getting from Peacock. So of course they were going to make this deal. This is no problem as well. And we got a quote from Nick Khan. Let's go to, because he was on the varsity. As you can see here, let's go to the SmackDown news of all. Like I just said, if you just joined us, they will still be on Peacock and they will stay with the network as well. So as mentioned, SmackDown will, let me bold that up for you guys. Sorry about that. SmackDown will continue to air on USA Network and stream on Peacock until 2029. Like I said, this is courtesy of CNBC. So this will be interesting to see how that works as well. And then also we have the news of, let's go to Nick. As I mentioned, they were getting 180 from Peacock. They will now get 3.5. So pretty much doubling what they were making pretty much there, but getting that increase, they're not going to say no to. Like I said, if someone was going to offer me that type of money, of course, I'm going to make that move too. But, you look at 325 to 180, and like I said, that is an increase of $145 million straight to WWE. That is why this deal is being made. We have to take our glasses off as wrestling fans. We have to take our analytical hats off. It's all about the money. Money makes the world go around. However you feel about it, yeah, it's the root of evil. It's all of this. It's all that. This is what these companies, and this is what this is going to be. And don't you think WWE, they're in bed with our president. They're in bed with our current administration. WWE is MAGA. MAGA is WWE. Donald Trump and the McMahon family go back years and years and decades. Linda McMahon is his Secretary of Education. I don't know what the hell they're doing with the education system, and I don't know why we still have student loans if you're getting rid of the Department of Education, but that's another story for another day. That just goes to show you how politically obstruct our country is. That just goes to show you how systematically our obstruct our country is and how we operate. So there are a lot of things that things need to really reevaluate. And if you guys follow the channel, I would love to go to some of these shows. I would love to be in the crowd. I would love to come out there and meet some of you. I would love to be out there with the people, experience the live event of the crowd and feel the momentum. I've never been to a WrestleMania. I've never been to a SummerSlam. I've never been to a Royal Rumble or Survivor Series. I've only been to the regular weekly shows, and that's even few and far between, or the house shows. You know, I've been to an AEW show. I've been to an AEW pay-per-view, but the amount for ticket prices to get to these shows, to fly out there, to get these hotels, WWE isn't paying that for me. We're doing this out of our own dime. We're coming out trying to meet people, throw things for you guys. These are things that cost money. But the money that it's going to take to go to these events, to go to a Vegas, to go to a San Diego, to go to a New Orleans, to go to a MetLife Stadium in New York, New Jersey, with some of the worst traffic in the history of mankind, some of the worst parking destinations, some of the worst areas of just being of high tax rates, of just eating a meal or going out somewhere. Those are things that you have to think about, and it's really deterring me from wanting to go to these events when I will just stay home. I'll put on this camera, I'll sit in front of you guys, I'll tell you the truth about the show, we'll watch it together, we'll react, we'll have our conversations, and we'll do what we do, because that is ridiculous just to think. And think about people with families, think about people with small children, a family of 4, to take your people to these locations. Then you got merchandise. You know what I mean? The merch lines are ridiculously long. Then I heard the Superstore line in WWE, not much quality there. So yes, it's quality over quantity, but we're getting 10 PLEs a month, and honestly, the quality of them aren't very good. We get a lot, but we don't really get a lot and feel a lot after these shows. You're getting 5 matches, and you feel like 2 or 3 of them could be on Raw or SmackDown. You know what I mean? So what are we doing? What are we doing here? Nick Khan, there's Nick Khan. He states the deal with ESPN will begin with 10 PLEs being held in 2026 with room to grow. So we already know we get double-digit PLEs. We get pretty much one every month. I think for this year, I do want to say this though. I know we've been hard on WWE. We've been hard on AEW. We have the year is winding down. We're in August. Football is about to come back. We're hitting in a Clash in Paris in 3 weeks. But after that, there is a little bit of a gap. I don't know if there's a Saturday night's main event, but I think PLE-wise, we will have a break from August through the first week of October. I think, like I said, there may be a Saturday night's main event in there. You guys can let me know in the chat. But you will have a little bit of break. You will have about a month and some change before Perth. We go back to Australia. And just an FYI, that's a 5:30 in the morning start time. So we'll be up really early watching it with you. We did it 2 years ago. We'll do it again. Then we get into Survivor Series, which is about, a month and a half after that. And then we get into, I think, the final match of John Cena, which will be sometime in the middle of December. So a little more space to breathe with the rest of the year and some of the big shows coming up. So I do think there is some potential, hopefully, for these shows to get better, because it's hard to build intrigue. It's hard to build captivating television and storylines that we care about when we go to Saudi. Then 2 weeks later, we got a Saturday night's main event. Then 2 weeks after that, we're hitting into pretty much SummerSlam. You know what I mean? So it is not a lot of time between these events to breathe. And then they want to overprogram. They want to put 3 shows in one weekend because AEW is doing it. They want to put these obvious situations together of counter programming AEW when their product isn't hitting on all cylinders either. We love the women's wrestling. We love what the women did at Evolution. Why can't that same care, why can't that same effort be put into what we do each and every week? If you're getting $325 million a year, if you're getting all of this money from these corporate sponsors, you got Slim Jim, you got Fireball Ladder, you got the Slim Jim table, you have Wheatley Vodka, you have Wingstop, you have 7-Eleven, you have Am I missing something? You have so many different prime energy is right there outside of the ring every time. You have, what is it? Death Mints. You have all of these things. You have Seagram's Spiked. You have Minute Maid. And you guys can drop all of the sponsors that you would like to see as well. I do see the chat. Cena's last match will be a Saturday night's main event in Boston in December. Just wait on it. It will be announced real soon. That will be in December. So stay tuned. That will be his last match, I'm pretty sure. But you think about all of those sponsors, all of the money they're getting in addition to that. And then we laugh and hear, oh, TKO's $3.7 billion in debt. How are they $3.7 billion in debt when I just counted probably a couple hundred million just in the ring alone of all of the sponsors on the ring mat, on the ropes? That are SummerSlam literally had each match sponsored just about. And I said, if the match wasn't sponsored, that should show you how much they think about you. We went down the list. Each match, I said it was presented by this. It was presented by that. Yes, dude wipes. You got so many things that are happening with WWE, and it's crazy. They got $5 billion from Netflix, so there's no way they should be in debt. But with room to grow means you may even get more than 10 PLEs a year. And another thing, most of the PLEs are out of the country. They're international. So outside of your WrestleManias, outside of your traditional Money in the Banks or your next year Royal Rumbles overseas. So really, we're starting to see eventually these events being taken overseas. And for sure, if Saudi comes backing up that Brinks trunk, which they will if they haven't already, they're going to get a WrestleMania within the next 3 to 5 years. London, Wembley Stadium, they're going to get a WrestleMania in the next 3 to 5 years. We know they're going to take whatever event they can, a SummerSlam, a Money in the Bank, a Clash in Paris or a Clash at the Castle. They're going to take it to whatever city, state, country ponies up the money. Because now what it comes down to is these companies like WWE, they have these shows and they are bid on by the cities. They are bid on by these jurisdictions. So you wonder why WrestleMania is going back to Vegas. Vegas ponies up more money. Vegas giving WWE what they want. So if Vegas is giving WWE what they want, that means that is a new standard of what you have to get a WWE show. But on the flip side, you get the WWE show, like Triple H said, like we've seen, you get 100,000 people over 2 nights. It kind of is that thing of where it pretty much, you scratch my back, I scratch yours. I don't know where they're putting the money, guys. I don't know. They bring back Brock Lesnar. He's not cheap. You got John Cena. He's not cheap. You got Roman Reigns making how much money? And he's wrestled less than John Cena this year. Just think about that. So there are a lot of moving parts that we have to realize. Yes, they put some great moments out this weekend. Yes, it was great to see Seth Rollins with the work. We knew it was coming, but it was a great moment. I'll give him that. Yes, Brock Lesnar is back. Whether you like him, hate him, don't ever want to see him again, I do think this is the beginning of the end for Brock Lesnar. I think next year in SummerSlam, part of the reason I wanted to go, and I thought before he came back, Minnesota. Brock Lesnar's from Minnesota. I wanted to see Brock Lesnar have his retirement match in Minnesota potentially next year. But now with the price of everything, having to pay this direct to consumer, I'll probably be watching from the comfort of this home with you guys. I'd rather actually do that because to go to Minnesota, get a hotel, get around, get tickets to the show, go to WrestleCon, go to a meet and greet, go to a WWE Superstore, go back to the hotel, eat dinner, get to and from the show, then turn around, do it the next day. It will add up. This economy is not the best. Inflation is still affecting us in various types of ways. So that will not change overnight. But like we see, it's going to that format as well. Nick Khan also said he's confident people who subscribe to Peacock for WWE PLEs will follow the product to be subscribers of ESPN to continue watching their PLEs. Will the subs follow the product to whatever that new platform is? I think we've demonstrated to Peacock our subs will follow. They certainly all follow from the WWE Network, which was a major mistake, which they never should have gotten rid of. One of the best streaming services ever. One of the groundbreaking, just game-changing platforms that we had. And I give credit to the WWE team under Vince McMahon, whoever did that. I think that they should be known for the WWE Network, which I still wish we had. That expanded that subscribership essentially with Peacock, and there's obviously other product at Peacock to watch. With our fan base who subscribe primarily for us, we were able to sample. Same will be the case. Now, I will give them credit for this. I don't know what the hell's on Peacock. I don't watch Peacock. I don't go out of my way to look at something on Peacock. I believe I know I watched the show Bel Air, but that's not on regularly, so I don't really need it. I don't really watch Saturday Night Live. I don't really watch much else besides the pro wrestling and a lot of the tape library that is in Peacock. But like I said, it looks like a lot of it will be going to the model of Netflix potentially. Like I said, USA will still have Peacock affiliations. They will still have the SmackDown brand, but who wants SmackDown? SmackDown has been terrible all year. I mean, who wants that? You're telling me you get left with SmackDown? You're telling me, oh, we're going to get left. You get the scraps. You get the scraps on Peacock. You can have SmackDown. We'll give you that. We'll give you our B show, which has been butt. It's been booty. It's been bullshit. It's been boring. It's been basic. We watch on Fridays. You watch it with us, some of you. It's nothing that is great. Now, this week, I will say, it looks like it's going to be a better show than Raw. We got Brock Lesnar potentially there. They're in Canada where he lives. They got John Cena there. What is next for Cody Rhodes? There are a lot of interesting things I want to see because it's all about the follow-up. See, a lot of times with these companies, they don't realize this. Yeah, you put out a great SummerSlam moment. Yeah, you had a couple good matches. But let's be real. These weekly television shows, these 2 hours, these 2.5 hours, these 3 hours, which we used to have, they are a chore. They are boring. We've had people, including myself, I've fallen asleep watching some of these exhibits of what they call weekly television. And you tell me that you want me to pay $29.99, $360 a year for your PLEs? Yeah, people are going to go out that way. And I know you guys we all have our websites and various aspects that we use to watch these shows. You know, you can get a VPN, I guess. You can do a lot of different things with that. But it is going to be hard because ESPN is going to go out of their way to make sure they try to get rid of as many illegal streams as they can. I'm telling you now. So it'll be a little bit harder to find and watch these shows. I don't know how many of you watch on Peacock. You know, I know some of us watch on Netflix or watch internationally or watch with the VPN. But if you don't use those, it's hard to get these shows live because they make it very tough and very difficult with these illegal streams. ESPN is going to crack down on that, I think, as well. You know, so we'll see what happens there. But Nick Khan is confident that people will come over, and there will be a lot of people that do come over to what they do at ESPN because I'm probably going to have to get the app. I'm probably going to have to get the app just because what we do here. Okay, I watch these shows with you. We cover these shows. We give our predictions. We give our insight. This is what we do. This is our job. This is the cross that I've decided to bear, and I love doing it. I love being here with you all, and I'm very supportive of all of you here today. Everybody in the chat. It's 12 o'clock on a Wednesday. You know, we could be working, we could be doing various other things, but you're here with me. So I appreciate that as well. But I'm just giving you the facts. We're just talking about it together, and this is where we do that. So make sure you subscribe and you join the channel. We got some Roman Reigns news, kind of a little transition. Roman Reigns is slated to work for 4 weeks on the set of Street Fighter next month. So if things run as normal, Reigns will start on September 2nd and finish his commitments the week of September 26th. So that could allow him to not only be at Clash in Paris on August 31st, because it looks like they're setting up some sort of 6-man tag, potentially Roman, Punk, and LA Knight against the Vision. What are they? The Vision, the Visionaries, the Seth Riders. I don't know what they finally got a name after how many months? You know, so that might be the main event of Clash in Paris. Looks like Roman will be there, I think, on that show. Then he'll go away, and then remember Perth. They go to Perth for Crown Jewel in October, so I think Roman will be there. That's going to be a big time show, but looks like Roman will be getting his chance to, like I said, wrestle at Clash in Paris. So he will be on the set of Street Fighter. Cody is also in the movie. I know people are a little worried about that. I don't think Cody's role will be as big as Roman's. I don't think Cody's going to miss 4 weeks of TV. Maybe does he miss a week? Does he miss 2 weeks? Yeah, but I think SmackDown can definitely survive if need be. with that short of time. But yes, the Seth Riders, I don't know what they're called. We got something from Triple H as well before I get ready to get out. It says that ESPN beginning in 2026 are going to be bigger and more of a spectacle than they've seen before. This just sounds like bullshit. It sounds like it's going to be more commercials, more time in between matches, more time in between advertisements. Because what I hate is, yeah, we're going to get commercials. I get it. It's part of the business. Okay, you get a match. Match is 10 minutes. Cool, whatever. Could have given 3 or 4 more minutes. Maybe it could have been a SmackDown match. You give them a match. We go to the next match. We get commercials. We come back from the commercials. We get celebrities. We come back from the celebrities. We get more commercials. We come back from the commercials. We get a promo package for the next match. Coming back from the promo package, we then get another set of commercials. Then from that set of commercials, we get maybe long, drawn-out spectacle entrances. Then from there, we maybe even get a potential of more advertising in between. This match is presented by insert advertiser here. And then the match finally starts, probably 30, 40 minutes later. So, yes, it will be more of a spectacle, aka more commercials, more advertisements, more celebrities, more infuriating times of sitting in between matches trying to figure out what the hell is going on and why is this PLE that could have been over 30, 40 minutes ago still going on. We get sick. Look at SummerSlam. Did SummerSlam need to be 2 nights? And you guys can chime in. This is your show as much as it is mine. Did SummerSlam need to be 2 nights? Did SummerSlam need to be 2 nights? Because let's think about it. We got 12 matches, right? We got 12 matches. Let's go to night 1. I'm just thinking off the top of my head here. Now I'm spitballing. But you go to night 1, right? We start with Roman and Jay against Braun and Bronson. Good match. Good opener. We love Roman. Wrong choice of winners, but good match, right? Okay, we get the women's tag match. That could have been on SmackDown. Okay, no, that match didn't need to happen. We get, what was after that? We get the match with, what else was on night 1? What happened after night 1? A little blank here. All these matches start to run together. Did we get what else was on night 1? We got the freaking, what else was on night 1? We got, after that, what was on night 1? We got, matter of fact, let's do this. Let's Google it. SummerSlam. Let me see. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, most of it didn't need to be on there. Let's go to it. Let's go to it real quick. Night 1, we had the opening with Roman and Jay. Boom. We had the SmackDown. Oh, Sami Zayn and Karrion Kross. What the hell was that? I'm gonna let you guys see it because let's do this. This is a quick review. Let's go to my quick review. Let's go to my quick review because they get 21 minutes, right? We're yeeting and skeeting and all of that depleting in the middle of the ring. They were trying to do entrances. Okay, that match is fine. I hated the ending because the wrong team won, but whatever. Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss, they get 13 minutes, whatever. That could have been a SmackDown match. They're tag team champions. Predictable. We knew it was coming. We're not friends, we're allies, whatever. Sami Zayn beat Kross in 8 minutes. Kross, I think, is potentially as good as gone. Could it be a work? Maybe. What I don't like is you see Triple H hearing fans chant, "We want Kross, we want Kross," and then he's talking about, yeah, you got him back. You got Brock. So that goes 8 minutes, And do I give a shit about Sami Zayn right now? No. Do I give a shit about Karrion Kross right now? No. I know they're building up Sami to be a world champion, but I don't give a fuck. Then we got Tiffany Stratton defeating Jade Cargill. Has there been a worse women's title reign? Maybe Io Sky. Outside of that, as of late, at least on SmackDown, she beats Jade Cargill. Of course, Jade Cargill can't win. Of course, the black woman can't beat Tiffany Stratton. Now, Tiffany's beating everybody on SmackDown, except who? Bianca? Is that who's next? Okay, whatever. She's not been in any storylines. Nothing captivating. Nothing of note. She's basically just another blonde with a nice rack, and she looks good in the face. She battled Nia Jax for all these months. I don't care anymore. Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul did beat Jelly Roll and Randy Orton. I thought this was a really good match. I really love what Jelly Roll did. It was the match of the night. He actually wanted to lose and put over the heels. Very well done. Now, what are they doing with Drew McIntyre? Is he next for Cody? Is he going to get a match in Clash at Paris? Do you want Drew to have that match? Because Cody's not losing the belt. He just won it back. So what are we doing with Drew McIntyre? I'm glad he got a win, but outside of the feud with CM Punk, they've mishandled him tremendously, or not even tremendously, drastically. They've mishandled him and fumbled him. The main event I thought was great. Punk and Gunther, nice old school match. Yes, 30 minutes. We got the cash in. Beautiful. Great. Great work. If you didn't know it was coming, it happened. But we look at night one, you got what? 3 matches out of 6. I don't count the cash in because that doesn't, but 3 out of 6, so 50%. So let me get this right. If I'm shooting 50% from the field or at the free throw line, that's not good. If I'm throwing 50%, complete 50% of my passes as a quarterback, that's not good. If I'm only hitting on 50% of my draft picks, that is not good at all. Let's go to night 2 real quick. Naomi, Rhea, and Io, a nice triple threat. Like I said, felt more like a main event of a Raw, but they tried to recreate the magic of night 2 of WrestleMania night 2 with the first match triple threat with Bianca, Io, and Rhea, maybe the best women's match of the year, but it didn't hit. I'm glad Naomi got the win. She pinned Rhea. Great. The tag team match, I had fun with it. Fun car crash, nice homage to the first TLC match. I get it. After that, Becky Lynch and Lyra, very overbooked. They didn't need to go 25 minutes. And honestly, Becky didn't need to win here. We call her Becky Hogan. Yeah, she's elevated that title, but who is she about to feud with now? Brie Bella, Natalya, Maxine Dupree. I mean, and the best thing we're going to get is jokes about their husbands, or in the case of Nikki Bella, her not having a husband, her not having a man, her being in bed or fumbling John Cena. I don't give a shit. Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu. What are we doing with Jacob Fatu? He is one of the best in-ring performers this company has. Now he's just a catchphrase. Now he's just a dance. Now he's just, a mask. They did the moonsault spot after the match, ladies and gentlemen. I said it before. I said it again. I said, well, what are they going to do? I said he's going to do a moonsault. Not only does he do it after the match, he does it. They're just standing there. JC Mateo, Jeff Cobb Mateo, who looks like a jobber, and Tongaloa. He's the only one that catches him. 12 minutes for a cage. I don't want to see another cage match in WWE this year. Clip that, put it out there. Because the cage matches we've gotten have been terrible. Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest, remember that Saturday Night's Main Event where Damian Priest literally walks out of the door? Remember this steel cage, 12 minutes? 12 minutes for a steel cage? Yeah, I like Solo. He's funny. He has a good character. But what are we doing with the U.S. title? The Bloodline is becoming, honestly, channel-changing television, or whatever iteration of the Bloodline you want to call this, because when I see the Bloodline now, or I see the vortex of the MFTs or whomever, I grab the remote. This is what I grab. This is what I grab. This is right here. Right here. I'm putting it right in the camera. This is what I grab, because this is not captivating television. This is not what we should be doing with Jacob Fatu. Now, I love the Dominic AJ match. Nice old school face versus heel. Dominic wins. But since WrestleMania, what have they done with Dominic? Not much. Cody Rhodes and Cena put on a really good main event, really good street fight. Loved it. Loved the ending. Loved that Cena showed up. Cody and Cena wanted to get rid of that nasty stench of that terrible match that they had at WrestleMania Night 2, one of the worst main events in the WrestleMania era. I think they did that. And what is next for Cody? I don't know. What is next for Cena? We see it's Brock Lesnar, but you're giving me what? Out of 12 matches, or 13 if you count the Seth match, you got what? 1, 2, 3, 4. Night 2 was better than night 1. I will say that. You got 4 on night 2, and maybe what? 6, because I'll give you both the cash in and the Gunther Punk match. 7, 8. So, I mean, out of 13 matches, 12, you got 6 or 7. You got about 50% right. And honestly, night 2 was basically Extreme Rules. Night 2 was stipulation SummerSlam, because all we got was stipulation after stipulation after stipulation after stipulation. Could they have mixed it up a little better on night 1? Yes. But a lot of times, you don't need to add stipulations to add heat, okay? It doesn't add heat or make it more interesting. Sometimes you just need to tell a good story, put the 2 people in the ring, make me get invested, Tell me why they're fighting. Tell me the stakes. Tell me why it's important to them. When was the last time we got somebody cutting a promo about how important the WWE Championship is to them or the World Championship is to them? We don't get that often. So I don't know what we're going to do here. I don't know where we're going, but pretty much there you have it. We got WWE, ESPN. They're working together. They're in bed starting in 2026, $325 million per year. They will be the home for your premium live events. I'm putting on some pilot. Getting ready to get out of here. I've been here for over an hour. But make sure you guys check out what we do here on the channel. Tonight, we will be live tonight for AEW Dynamite. As I mentioned, no coincidence that this deal was announced on a Wednesday morning. Take all the steam, all the momentum, all the interest away from AEW. A little bit that they have left. You know what I mean? Their numbers are down. Their ratings are down. Don't listen to what they're lying. Their interest isn't up. Their attendance isn't up. So WWE, every chance they will take away from Tony Khan. They will take away from AEW. They will take away from that company and drain that fruit until there's no juice left in the squeeze. But we'll be live tonight for AEW Dynamite, 8 p.m. We didn't do NXT last night. Not much on NXT, really. Looks like we got Javon and Trick Williams coming up on, what is that, August 19th? 2 weeks in Philly. So that'll be a one-on-one match for the number one contendership for Obafemi at Heat Wave. We have Nia Jax and Lash Legend next week. They pretty much did the Sheamus and Rusev thing on Monday, just fighting throughout the show. So that'll be next week. We have, I think, Ethan Page and Tavion Heights. I don't know. Chelsea Green showed up. Nothing much there. I do like the Jordan Grace and Blake Monroe thing. I think that has some potential. They have to give us a little bit more of a back and forth of a promo as to why Blake kind of did what she did. Let's get some added interest to that. But I am intrigued to see that match. That will happen at Heat Wave as well. I think Joe Hendry's in action next week against Charlie Dempsey, son of William Regal. So there's a little quick NXT recap. I did watch it last night when I got home, but I was not home to watch it and stream it live with you guys. So NXT NyQuil, I call it. NXT NyQuil. That is what it is, because we'll put you to sleep if you don't watch as well. So 2026 will be very interesting. We're almost there. We're heading into the latter part of this year. 2025 has indeed been a blur. Make sure you guys, if you haven't already, hit that thumbs up, hit that like button, hit that bell. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Let's just read through some of your comments here as well. Let's see what we got here. We got Alex. What's up, Alex? Zach, what is going on? Yes, Alex was in here earlier. Miss Queen, appreciate you. That is my sister. Shout out to her. Love you, Miss Queen. Thank you for tuning in and watching. I know you're getting ready to go back to school with the kids, so thank you as well. The first 48 game, and I think this is your first time here, so shout out to you for that. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining us as well. Yeah, I remember the era of pay-per-views too. Force 48. We used to have the illegal setup so we could watch it as well. Jerry G, what's going on? Raw to ESPN. No, they're not bringing Raw, man. I mean, let's be real. We know when WWE gets to this time of year and when Monday Night Football comes around and we're about to get back into the swing of normalcy with sports on pretty much every day, they go on cruise control. And a lot of times their interest and numbers take a hit. So we'll see what happens and what they can do to keep us captivated as well. So, yeah, the run-ins with music is whatever. It is what it is. You know, it is what it is. We'll see. Remember, NXT does not have a home yet for their... They don't have a home yet for their PLEs. Like I said, I think they'll go to Netflix, but we'll see what happens there. You know, am I excited for that? I mean, because most of these NXT pay-per-views have kind of been mid too. Like I said, NXT is not hitting. You know, Shawn, Triple H, whoever's down there, it's not doing what it needs to do. It's a developmental, but it's very cringe a lot of the times, and I don't know. I think we deserve better from an NXT product overall, but yeah, we'll see what happens with that as well. We got also, shout out to my boy Switch in the building. I see you, Switch. WWE, they're getting more money, Switch. That's what it means. They're taking more money out of our pockets and putting it into theirs. So, you know, remember that as well. And yeah, that's pretty much what it is. It's all about the mighty dollar. We know that. We know it's all about the mighty dollar. We know it's all about what WWE does to help their bottom line, and WWE does to help their overall shareholders, their overall people in the suits and ties. Now, I would advise you not to be a financial advisor. If you haven't already, or if you're into that type of thing, and if you can, try to look at you some WWE stock. I don't know what the stock price is today. Let's Google it. Let's look real quick. I'm intrigued because now that they're making money, that means is their stock going up? Let's see. Stock price. WWE stock price is TKO. So let's see, 160. So it has gone down. Let's look at it real quick. Real quick. So as you can see there, so as of they merged in 2023, as of August 2025, August 6th, which is today, the stock price is $160.06, a decrease of 2.3957942% from yesterday. So there you go. Yeah, man, it's crazy. Streaming is a new way to go. We pretty much know where things are going to go. We pretty much know where things are headed, and you know, we have to adjust. This is what we always do as wrestling fans. This is what we always do as people. We adjust. We find ways around it. We find ways to, you know, get around certain ideas to stop us from doing what we want to do. But we'll figure it out together. We'll be here. We'll offer any advice on our end as well. But you know, I'm not pissed off. It is what it is. You know, we're going to cover the shows. We're going to do what we do here. We're going to give you the best watch-alongs. We're going to give you the best recaps, the best podcasts. Speaking of podcasts, we celebrated episode 500 this past Monday. If you haven't already, go check that out as well. We are here. We ain't going nowhere. What's going on, everybody? What's up, my man? Bronze, most hated Bronze, flat power god, checking in from the 504. Shout out to all my Saints fans. Yeah, we're not feeling ESPN. We don't give a damn about Stephen A. Smith and him screaming A. We don't give a damn about Get Up. We don't give a damn about NFL Live. We don't give a damn about SportsCenter anymore. A lot of the anchors aren't even hitting like they used to. You know, ESPN is getting a Super Bowl in a couple years. It will be on ABC, but it will be ESPN broadcasted. Also, like we talked about, ESPN is going to have NFL Red Zone and NFL Fantasy. They get more games. So there you go with that as well. Thomas, thank you. KD, I thank you all. It is Wednesday, so I do have to still do other things, but I'm getting on here. Want to talk to you guys. Just express what was going on, talk about it, have a conversation, see how everybody was feeling. It is going to be $30. So, yes, Disney sucks. Marvel ain't what it used to be. And like I said, under the political sphere, political administration we're in, you know, WWE is MAGA, MAGA is WWE, whether you like it or not. It is what it is. Slim Mike, what is going on? And, you know, Slim Mike, yeah, they are effing up. But until we as fans, until we as, you know, people who cover the product, until we stop spending money on it, until we stop buying merchandise, until we stop going to these WWE superstores, until we stop doing all of that stuff, they're going to keep making money. They're going to keep doing what they're doing because there are going to be people who still pay for that $29.99. There are still going to be people who pay $40,000 to sit in the front seat or the front of the MetLife stadiums and all these other big venues that they'll be using to make more of a spectacle. So I'm sure it'll be more celebrities, more advertisements, more performances from pop culture and musical artists and streamers. They're going to have the streamers involved. You saw it with Drewski. You saw it with Actual Speed at the Rumble. Drewski was at SummerSlam. He did the intro. He was in the front row. Tyrese Halliburton, the athletes. So I wouldn't be surprised if we get Tyrese Halliburton in a match eventually as well. We got Jelly Roll. So we'll see what happens there. But that's pretty much all I got. You know, if you can get you some WWE stock, even if you just get a share, you know, it'll be fun. It'll be fun to see what they do. But that's pretty much all I got. Tonight we'll be live for AEW Dynamite, as I mentioned, 8 p.m., 7 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. Pacific. Like I said, word of advice, get you some TKO stock. I know it's $160, but, you know, you think about the things that we use or spend money on as people, $160, when you look back at it, it could be something that we could use to make money. If WWE is going to make money, if WWE is going to charge us more money, why not make money off of them making money? WWE, they're publicly owned, so you can make money off of them. You can diversify your portfolio. Now, there was a time the stock price was under $100, but you know, with the spike of everything, yeah, it has decreased. But I would say that don't be surprised the next couple of days the stock price goes up. It could hit 180. It might hit close to $200 again. You know, we'll see what happens, but we'll be live for AEW Dynamite. Got some things going on there. I think a 4-way for the TBS Championship, Outrunners, or excuse me, Young Bucks and Rodino, whatever the hell that is. But check out episode 500 if you haven't already. Monday we were live. We were live both nights for SummerSlam, night 1 and night 2. All the previews on the channel, predictions. We were live with Bobby Trossett talking Ravens and NFL and Orioles. All the watch-alongs from this past week. Monday we were live for Raw. We'll be live for SmackDown, AEW tonight. I think that's all I got. Comment down below if you haven't already. Vote on the poll. Let us know what you're looking forward to with this partnership. Are you going to be a part of it? Are you going to be selling out? Are you going to be enjoying what WWE brings to the table? We'll see. It's yours truly, God's favorite host. I'm getting ready to get out of here. ESPN, WWE reach a landmark agreement as ESPN becomes exclusive home of WWE premium live events. If you are watching on X, come on over to YouTube. Search the Flex Zone Podcast and subscribe. Super kick that subscribe button. It costs you nothing. You can super chat us. You want to donate to what we do here on the channel. It's greatly appreciated. Never obligated, but appreciated. You want to join, become a member, $5 a month, exclusive videos, exclusive merchandise potentially coming soon. And with the NFL season on the horizon, let's just say you can too pick games against the Flex Zone. I'm working on it. Alex, I know you asked me about it. I got you. Become a member. Hit us up. It's the Flex Zone Podcast. Throw your ones up, acknowledge us. Only place giving you sports how you want it when you need it. I've been talking for over an hour. I know you're tired of hearing my voice. WWE, ESPN, they will simulcast, or they will have the PLE starting in 2026 on their direct-to-consumer app. $29.99 per month, $360 a year. They get 320 million with the 180 that Peacock was giving them. That will still be on USA and on USA for SmackDown. NXT no home for their PLEs yet, but Netflix possibly getting the tape library as well. That's all I got, guys. Hope you have a great Wednesday. We'll see you tonight for AEW Dynamite here on the Flex Zone Podcast, your home for professional sports and the only place giving you sports how you want it when you need it. Ravens preseason game tomorrow. We got Ravens content. If you don't know, we cover the Ravens, Commanders, NFL, NBA, MLB, all of it, and much more pop culture here on the Flex Zone Podcast, giving you sports how you want it when you need it. Home of pro wrestling, all your weekly watch-alongs, PLEs, and more. Signing off, guys. Thank you for watching. We appreciate you. Have a great day. Let me know if you're watching after the fact. Leave a comment. Hit the bell. As always, hit that thumbs up. And we're getting out of here. It is lunchtime, so go enjoy you some lunch. Thank you for having breakfast and lunch with yours truly. And I'm getting out of here. Thank you for watching. Have a good day, everybody. Peace.